This is the first lesson of Level 1, Organic Basics. Organic means anything that's alive, like a person, an animal, are all organics. And the basics are fundamentals. They're building blocks in order to draw more difficult things. It's to build good drawing habit, to train your eyes, your thinking, and how you put what you see onto the paper. First lesson, let's start with something simple. Try to draw the picture I drew for you guys. I pasted below the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link of the picture is in the description. I'm using an iPad here because I need to record my drawing process into a video, but you can use paper, pencil, and eraser. When I first started learning drawing, I draw my pictures in a sketchbook, because this way you can keep all your drawings in one book and look at your process when you draw more. When you begin to block things out, please draw the lines lightly because a lot of the lines you will erase later. Also, don't use ruler. We want to train your eyes to look and compare. I will teach you how to do that. Just follow me, pause the video when I say to pause the video, and draw when the video is paused. Let's get started. First, we need to draw the height and width of the object you're drawing. In this case, it's a head. Let's ignore the neck for now and just block out the head first. You can just use little lines here. Before you put anything on paper, observe the picture I drew. Look, measure the distance and proportions between the objects and your canvas to see where you need to place the marks on the top, the bottom, the left hand, and the right end of your object on the picture. Is it vertical or horizontal? If horizontal, how wide it is? Observe and put down little lines to mark down where the end of the object is. Then use your eyes to measure where the face is in the head. After I measure with my eyes, or even use pencil or some kind of tools to see the rough proportion, but don't use ruler. You don't want accurate measurement. You want to train your eyes and train your artistic judgment, so you don't want to use a ruler. So anyway, so the top of the face, which is where the hair starts to grow out, is about 1/5 of the height of the head from the top. I marked 5 equal lengths of little line in between the height of the head, and then emphasize the first little line count from the top of the head. That's where the face starts, from the top. I know we're spending a lot of time to block things out, but to mark where everything is one of the most important steps in drawing a picture that looks like the object, reference picture, people, animal, or whatever you're drawing. It's one of the most important skills of art fundamentals. So let's continue. Then we block out the width of the face. First, I jot down 2 ends of the width with my intuition, but then I feel it's too narrow. I look back and forth and feel like right now, like the height of the face, I separate them into 4 equal parts with little marks, right? And I feel that the width of the face is about the length of 3 like equal parts, 3 little marks, like the length of that is sort of like the width of the face. So I adjust the width again and drew like marks there. I drew a box for the area the face is gonna be in according to the little marks that I made to make it more visible. Then I marked the bottom of the hair and drew a box for the size of the entire head. Now pause the video and start drawing. Look at the picture I posted below the video that I drew. For people on YouTube, look at the picture in the link in the description. Make your own measurements with your eyes and compare. Then draw the two boxes, one for the face and one for the entire head. Try to be accurate. Now that you drew where the head and the face is going to be, let's block out the features in the face. First, erase the help lines in the middle of the face box. These help lines are used to help you measure where things are. When you don't need them anymore, you can erase them. Later, we'll have to draw more help lines for other things. Then we'll look at where we are going to draw the eyes. The top eyelid of the picture I drew is almost right in the middle of the face. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line right in the middle of the box for the face. Then let's look at where the eyebrow is. It is at around 1/3 between the top of the face box and the middle line I just drew. So here I'm drawing my measurements out, and don't forget, always draw everything lightly until you start drawing the details. I will tell you when we start drawing the details, so for now, not yet, just use really light lines. Then we should mark out where the nose is. First of all, vertically, it's in the middle of the face. Horizontally, it's in the middle between the middle line of the face box and the bottom of the face box. So first, I drew a vertical line through the face box. Then I mark out where the nose is. Now we're going to mark out where the mouth is. The top lip is around 1/4 of a distance between the nose and the bottom of the face. Count from the top. Then the lower lip is in the middle of the nose to the bottom of face. So one is 1/4, one is in the middle. Now let's look at the eyes again. We've marked where the top of the eyelid should be. Now let's look at vertically where it should be. First, the left eye on the page. This time there's no specific measurement like 1/4 or 1/5. It's a tricky place. So you will need to eye it. Just to look at it and measure it with your eyes. The distance from the inner corner of the eye to the vertical middle line is similar to the outer corner of the eye with the left end of the face. It's just the inner part is the distance is slightly more than the outer part as I marked out. With the right eye, take a good look at the picture and mark out where the right eye should be vertically, just like how you did with the left eye. It should be symmetrical to the left eye, so the outer corner of the right eye to the right end of the face box should be the same distance with the left eye measurement, as I marked out in the video that I'm showing you now. There are quite a few dots here. I'm going to erase the wrong dots so everything on the page is clear. Now let's look at the bottom eyelid. It's somewhere slightly below the middle of the top eyelid and the nose, so somewhere in between this distance, and I'll mark it out so you can see. Now we know where the top, left, right, and bottom of the eyes are. Then let's draw a box for each of the eyes according to the guidelines we put down. Now let's mark out the eyebrows' vertical position. It's slightly wider than the eyes. Now I want you to pause the video and start drawing these steps by looking at the picture that I drew below the video and measure everything with your own eyes and draw the steps I just drew. If you don't know which step to draw, you can take a look at this video screen and it will give you a hint. Now let's look at the hair. The split of the hair, as you can see that on the top of the face box, I made little marks for like quarterly, and like the first quarter to the right, that little mark, the split is slightly left to that quarter mark. So I mark it out as usual. Then to see how it lays down diagonally, I mark it out on the other end of the hair, which is somewhere below the lower eyelid, on the left end of the face box. So I'm gonna mark it out as well, then connect the lines. Later we're going to refine it, so for now we are gonna just draw straight lines to indicate where it is. Now the other side. Where the hair of the other side started is slightly right to the quarter dot on top of the face box. Then it goes through the right end of the face box somewhere between the eyebrow and the top eyelid. As you can see, I drew a dot there, then connect the lines. I then extend it out a little bit. Then I drew a vertical line, connect this to the previous diagonal line I just drew, because it seems this piece of hair curves this way a lot, so it kind of like marks out like how this piece of hair is gonna be. Now we're going to refine the shape of the face. First, let's see. The shape of the face tilts a lot when closer to the chin, at around where the upper side of the lips are. So I'm gonna draw a horizontal line to guide me later. From where the hair touches the face box on the side, we draw diagonal lines tilt inward until it touches the horizontal line I just drew. Then I'm gonna do the same for the other side. See the point where the diagonal lines meets the horizontal line? Let me point it out. We're going to connect these lines to the center of the bottom of the face box. Now we're going to draw the hair some more. I'm going to draw a vertical line around where the spikes of the hair begin. You can just eye it. That's also where the actual head is, excluding the spike of the hair. I'm gonna extend it till the height of the top of the face box and connect it to the top of the head box. Remember to observe the picture I drew in the bottom, and the diagonal line represent the curve of the head. We are drawing it to get the approximate shape of the head so we can draw more details later, knowing where everything is. Then we're gonna do the same for the other side. As you can see, I was measuring the distance of where the spikes begin to the side of the face, then where it's going to tilt, which is where the face box ends. Then tilt and connect how we did it on the other side. Remember to observe the picture I drew. Then mark out where the spikes of the hair are. Remember to observe the picture I drew. Compare the distance between everything and see where these spikes are supposed to be. As I'm doing when I measure the picture, you don't have to do the same measurement, but look closely to the picture I drew and try to mark where the spikes are as accurately as possible. Try to use straight lines. I made a mistake by drawing curved lines. As a beginner, good drawing habit is important. When you mark things out, you should use straight lines. then mark out where the neck is. Then mark out where the eyeballs are. Okay, now it's your turn to do it. Pause the video and start drawing the hair. If you don't know the steps, look at the screen of the video that you paused, but you should be observing the picture I drew mostly and try to look at where everything is. The video is only there to tell you how to draw them. Now it's time to draw the details, which is what we're all waiting for. And now you will see how useful it is that you marked everything out. Ignore the tilted canvas of my screen. So draw the shape of the eyes now. Remember, let the eyes fit into the entire box. Don't draw a tiny eyes in the middle of the box, okay? First the top eyelid, then the eyeball. You've marked the eyeballs out. Now you just need to make the shape more accurate, but it should be located where it's marked out. One note, the inner corner of the eye is lower than the outer corner as I marked that out here. Now pause the video and do a good job at the shape of the eyes. Take your time to do a good job at it, and you can use slightly darker lines when drawing the shape of the eyes. And same goes to the details we're going to draw later. Now it's time to do the eyebrows. If you divide the length of the eyebrow in 3 equal parts, as you see here, it tilts at around 2/3 of the length from the center of the face. The same for the other side. Now the shape of the nose. Then the mouth, as you can see, I mark where the mouth should be vertically, which is somewhere the inner side of the eyeball starts. I marked it out. And now I'm drawing the detailed shape of the mouth. It should fit into the top, bottom, left, right side that we marked out. Don't make it too big or too small. It should fit right into where we marked. Now you can pause the video and draw the eyebrow, nose, and mouth. Draw it nicely. Follow the proportion you marked out. Now let's take some time to erase some of the extra lines in the face, so the picture can look a bit clean and you can see where everything is. Take a look at what I erased first. Now you know why we do it lightly when we mark out where these lines are. Let me speed this process up a bit, but you want to do it carefully and not erasing the useful lines. Okay, now you can pause the video and erase the extra lines in the face. Now we're going to do the hair. You can use curved lines now, not overly curvy, just enough to look like the picture I drew. You can take a good look at how I did it. Here I've marked out where the hair splits. Then I draw the left outer part of the hair from where it splits. Then the spikes. Now look at the inner corner of where the hair grows out. I'm gonna mark it out so you can see it clearly. Then the other side, starting from the inner corner. Then the outer hair, starting from the outer corner. Refine the shape. Hair is big. It's easy to make mistakes when you mark it out, so if you did make mistakes like me, you can correct them. If not, just fit hair to where it's marked. Be flexible. Now you can pause the video and draw the hair. Now it's time to draw the shape of face. I marked out where it begins. Just watch me and you will know how to do it. Then add the lower lip. Draw the shape of the neck. Pause the video. Now it's your turn to do it. Now it's time to do another cleaning session. Take out your eraser and erase the extra lines. First, look at what I did so you know what to erase. Don't erase useful lines. Now you can pause the video and start erasing. Do it carefully and nicely. Now it's time to do some finishing touches. This is important too, to fix up the mistake you made. As you can see, I fixed the lips to make it more symmetrical. I fix up the face a little bit. You don't have to do the same fix as me, because you might made different mistakes. Look at the picture I drew below and compare to see where needs to be fixed. Now let's refine the eyebrows. Then draw the eyes. First, thicken the upper eyelid and refine the shape of the upper eyelid. Then add a little circle at the top right corner of each eyeball. That's the highlight. Then the pupil, because this is an anime character, so the pupil is really big. Then shade the pupil. Then shade the eyeball except the highlight area. Make sure the pupil is darker than the rest of the eyes. You can add a double eyelid if you want to. Now you can pause the video, fix whatever mistakes that you made, and draw the eyebrow and the eyes. Now refine the hair. Refine the root of the hair where the hair grows out. And then add more details to the hair. Some strands of hair are closer, some are far apart. Variety makes hair looks more alive. Now let's pause the video and refine the hair. The picture is mostly done, but I want it to be perfect. So I'm fixing the mouth again, and the eyebrow, the line quality of the hair. Then I see the two sides of my face is not symmetrical. It doesn't have to be 100% symmetrical, but it can't be too far off either, so I'm going to fix it. Then I realized I forgot to draw the ear. I will draw it now. The height is slightly above the nose, so I drew a line to help me. Then I draw the ear accordingly. Then I erase the helping line. Now that you're done, please add the date in the bottom corner of your drawing so you know when you drew it when you look back. You can put your name there too. Then voila, you are done.